Now, it is still only September, but Manchester City will be keen to make a statement when they take on title rivals Arsenal live on Super Sunday. City can move level on points with Arsenal if they win at the Emirates. Phil Foden has a goal and an assist in his last 2 games, and Pep Guardiola is pleased to see him showing signs of getting back to his best a year on from being named the Premier League's Player of the Season.
You cannot imagine, I said before, how I miss him, how we miss Phil. Last 2 games have been the field that we know, and I know how he played close to the Erling in the year that we won the 4th Premier League, the last game against West Ham here. Phil was the best player in the Premier League, so last season we could not be there and could not be here. So yeah, it's a sense of danger close to the box, and he could score 1 or 2 goals again. So. Yeah, we are so happy because I know that as much he's happy and his joy and his life is fine, the rest, his nature, his incredible talent comes along.
Pep, what's been the key to helping Phil find that joy back in his game again?
No, it's no put pressure at all. Everybody in our life, we need to be loved, but he is special. There are people that are more sensitive. There are people that are more, and he's a guy who needs to feel, embrace, him in all the aspects with mates, with me, with the club. When that's happened, after Phil respond like the player that he is.
Well, Manchester City travel to Arsenal having lost their last 2 league games at the Emirates, having won the 6 in a row before that, and Bernardo Silva expects another tight contest.
Before the international break, we had 2 quite bad games, and I think the last 2 games that we played after international break were really good, were really consistent, not only the results but the way the team played, and it's a good test for us against a very good team, and we're looking forward to that, to see where our level is, because we need to be more consistent, and in the big stages that's where you have to perform.
It is early in the season, but how key can a game like that against Arsenal be in terms of a title race?
It's still a lot to play, so obviously I wouldn't say that it will have a big impact in the title race. But yeah, it's two potential teams that can play for that title, so it's obviously a very important game. Not only 3 points, but you can also take points from a rival.
Well, what about Manchester City? They've got a tight turnaround between last night's Champions League game and Sunday's Premier League trip to title rivals Arsenal. Well, here is Pep Guardiola's news conference in full ahead of that one.
What's the plan now for the next 2 days? Will you have enough time to prepare the side for Arsenal? Are you going to give them a rest, full training? What's going to go on?
No, we are going to make hiking in the mountains, I'm going to do that these 2 days. I don't know. Tomorrow recovery, the players we have have a lot of injuries there, but yeah, rest, and energy for on Sunday.
Have you spoken to the Premier League or UEFA or anyone about the schedule?
Don't go for that side. Not necessary.
Rob?
I know you've just spoken about Rodri briefly then, but is he capable, do you think, of starting 3 games of that intensity in 1 week with United, Napoli tonight, and then possibly Arsenal on Sunday?
It's a good question. I don't know yet. But he was so smart. I know the result was not over. 1-0 is always tricky, but he doesn't feel good. Always we try to talk, please. We have to sustain and feel that not comfortable, and it's better. We see day by day. But important play already 2 games. Yesterday, for example, the training session, he didn't feel much comfortable. He didn't train good, but said, no, I will be fine tomorrow, and play extraordinary like Rodri is. And with him in the pitch, we feel more comfortable. Because Mikel is an extraordinary manager, and what they increased the squad for this 4 or 5 transfer windows. So it's an unbelievable squad, an unbelievable team. It's one of the toughest opponents you can find right now in Europe. And but we see what we have to do, and the players how are fit, and we try to compete where I want to compete, to be better team that was the last season, especially in the last 20-25 minutes.
How key can a game like this, albeit still early in the season as well, against one of your potential title rivals be? Because obviously you can move level on 9 points with Arsenal now as well.
Listen, it's the 5th game. It will be the 5th game, no? The 5th game of the season? Yeah. Come on.
Would it put a different complexion on the start to the season?
Sir Alex Ferguson, when I arrived here, said to Brian Keat, said, the Premier League, you have to, after Boxing Day, stay close to the top 4. And after that, you can think about it. Last season, after the Boxing Day, we were another country. So that's why, let's go today, we'll see what happens. So there are many games. For experience, in the 6 Premier Leagues, I think 4 or 5, we were in December, January, was behind Liverpool and behind Arsenal. And at the end, we won it. So that's why see the team growing up. That is all my concern right now. See the team make a step forward every day. We're not going to win the Premier League on Sunday. We're not going to lose the Premier League on Sunday. So we see the team that we are better than last season there, and we are better, and continue a little bit many good things that we have done in these 2 games, and continue with that.
You talked about Arsenal strengthening the squad over the last few windows. I mean, they spent about £250 million in the summer. It feels like they're trying to take that next step to win the title. I mean, what sort of a statement do you think they've made with their spending and what they've done?
What it is, I decided to do it at Arsenal. Only I want to say to my friend Mikel Arteta, if he win the title, it will be just because he spent, not because he worked a lot or his players a little like Liverpool. If Arsenal win again, it will be because he spent a lot of money, right? Because it's not just Man City happened that, right? So for all of them, listen, for many, many years, so every club can do whatever he wants, you know? I know how have been treated is completely different, but what he won in Spain is because they want it, and it's fine. So only I can say they have been wise. They spend what they believe they can do it, you know, to compete against the best teams in the Premier League in Europe, and that they reached that level. So when he found, I think, a team in that way, a club, and step by step, window by window, step by step, Arsenal is getting better. So last season in Europe, making incredible step forward, and it's the most, for me, the most solid team. They don't make mistakes in the back, and this incredible solid team. They have pace up front. They have, of course, set pieces with Nico Jove. He was here, so it's in every department is what the team in every department. So, but we know it. So every team is better and better and better, and I know the quality that all of them they have.
But we start with Super Sunday this weekend, which is headlined by Arsenal renewing their rivalry with Manchester City. Let's hear from Mikel Arteta, who's been speaking to the media ahead of the game.
2 big wins following the international break, so you must feel in a good place heading into Sunday.
Yeah, 2 very important wins. Very good feeling about the games as well, and preparing for a big match for Sunday.
Ben White, Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard missed the trip to Spain in midweek. Have they got any chance of featuring on Sunday?
If there is a chance, it will be after tomorrow's session, because they haven't done anything yet, so we will have more information tomorrow.
And just to check, Mikel Merino and Victor Gyökeres picked up head injuries on Tuesday. Are they absolutely fine?
Yeah, they are fine. They will be available.
William Saliba, an unused substitute on Tuesday. Can we expect him to come straight back into the starting 11 on Sunday?
Let's see. Obviously, he's been carrying an injury. He's done really well to be available for the last match, and he's really pushing it, so we'll decide tomorrow what's the best start.
And today the club announced a number of changes at a boardroom level. Will that have any impact on what you do here on a day-to-day basis?
No, well, there have been quite a lot of changes since I arrived at the club. First of all, obviously Tim is leaving, and I would like to say a few words, because he's been someone that I really enjoy working with. I think he has a tremendous contribution for everything that we've done over the last few years. And then on Rich, congratulations, obviously, because it's a massive role to be the CEO of this football club. And then welcome to the new members of the board. that hopefully they're going to make us better and help us and bring ideas and support and make this club much better. It's ultimately Stan's and Joe's decision. They've been incredibly supportive, so we move on again.
And finally for me, it's still very, very early in the season, but just how significant is this match in terms of the title race, in terms of staying close to Liverpool and potentially building a gap to Manchester City?
It's about winning again and creating, another good moment for us. Consistency, competing against one of the best teams, obviously, in the world, and good test for us to see our level as well.
Thank you.
Go to Nick from PRP.
Hi, Nick.
Hi.
Good afternoon. You know Pep Guardiola probably better than all of us in this room. How demanding do you think it's been for Pep to be at this level for so many years, to be achieving what he achieved in so many countries, and also how much do you think he evolved his coaching and management in the last few years?
Well, yeah, the demands that he puts first of all on himself, the standards that he requires for everybody around him, his will to win, to evolve, to improve. You look around him always, he wants to surrender about the best people. For me, he's by far the best coach in the world. I always said it. I had the pleasure to work with him and win a lot with him next to him. So, yeah, it's always great to see him back.
Noni Madueke, when you had a look at him in the summer, what made you decide to recruit him from Chelsea? And how do you think you and your coaching staff are getting such a wonderful version of him?
Yeah, well, because I was sure that he was a player with a talent and quality that we didn't have in the squad. A player with a level of threat and unpredictability that he was going to make us better. The moment I picked up the phone, I spoke to him and his dad and his agent. The three of them gave me the impression that they were really willing to come, that they saw something special here they wanted to be part of. And then, yeah, you have to come here and slowly start to get to know him, and he needs to start to get to understand the team. But I think so far the impact he's having in the team, it's very, very positive.
And Martin Zubimendi, how pleased are you with the way he settled here? How would you describe the balance in midfield gives you, and the partnership with Declan Rice as well?
Yes, another one that obviously coming from abroad is always very tricky, especially with the demands in this league and in that particular position, because you have so much responsibility in that role and you have to be aware of everything that we do. But such an intelligent boy, a lot of presence, a lot of quality and a lot of courage to play football.
Alex, BBC.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
No goals conceded from open play, and Christian Mosquera has been a key part of that, a young player coming in and summer signing. Why do you think you have been so solid this season?
Well, first of all, because he's very good, and I think credit to the scouting department, Andrea, that they presented the opportunity to have him. Again, no coincidence, as a boy, someone extremely focused, very determined, very clear that he wanted to come here. And he wanted to come here to play, and in his place, I think what he's doing in that position so early, very impressive.
Just on White, Saka and Odegaard, you said decision after tomorrow's session. Have they trained already, or would that be their first session back?
Because everything has been modified so far for him, and still a few things to clear. And tomorrow we'll have more information whether they are part of the squad or they have a chance to be part of the squad or not.
They've spoken about the evolution of football and how the style is changing. A lot more teams going more direct. Are you expecting a different type of game than usual against Manchester City on Sunday? There
will be moments, but it has been in the past as well in the last few years, and obviously they have certain different qualities, especially in the back line, and since they recruited Erling as well, they always modified a few things because of the quality of individual, which is normal, and there is a tendency in football, especially because there is as well all the tendencies in the way teams are defending that obviously has certain implications to how teams react to that.
Ian, talksport. Hi, Mikel, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you.
Talking about the evolution of football, I mean, it used to be seen if you were on the subs bench that maybe you'd done something wrong and the manager didn't like you. We saw in midweek, your substitutes you put on won you the game in the Champions League. So, explain to me how the evolution has happened in terms of subs and how important they are to you this season.
But if you look historically, the top teams, the teams that has won a lot, the impact that the finisher had has always been really, really high. You need that quality nowadays to unlock games, and to do it consistently every 3 days is even harder, more difficult, and that's what you need. We are very lucky because we have players that can make that impact. They certainly did that the other day, and now we need consistency on that.
So when you name the team and you name the subs, do you go up to them and say, listen, don't take it as being anything bad, you're on the bench, because I'm going to need you this afternoon?
Yeah, we already had a discussion in pre-season about the roles and responsibilities and about the implication of each other roles in relation to the game, the scenario, the schedule, a lot of factors. But the quality and the delivery and the intensity and will that you have to put every minute for this football club, that's unquestionable whether you are a starter or not.
You've had to rebuild this football club, and you've been here 5 years. Is Pep having to rebuild Man City after all their successes, and do you think he's anywhere near that now?
Well, I don't know, that's a question for him, but obviously what he's already done in this league is unprecedented. The level that he's put the standards in the league, in my opinion, unprecedented. And maintaining those levels for 10 years is already something incredible, and the demands are there for him. And he wants to carry on because he certainly believes that he can do it again.
And history beckons for you tomorrow. No Premier League manager's gone 5 games in a row unbeaten against Man City, so not tomorrow, Sunday. But if you do it, all hail Mikel Arteta.
Well, the preparation of the game will be to win it, that's for sure.
Over to Josh.
Hi. Arsenal's suicide prevention service will be open for the first time at the game of the weekend. Can you talk to us about how important it is to be open about mental health struggles and also about what Arsenal's role is in that?
Well, first of all, very proud that the club again takes the initiative and takes a problem, a serious problem that is out there in our society, and get practical solutions, and to create a safer space as well for our supporters to be able to raise their hands and say, listen, I need help, and this is the space to do it. I think it's incredible, and hopefully more people can do the same, because obviously there's a big need for that.
Simon from Stephen Standard.
Hi, Mikel. It surprised a few people when the news about Tim was announced this morning. Was it a surprise for you how much were you aware of these changes coming in?
Well, I was aware in certain moments, and I had various discussions with Josh especially, and as well with Tim. And it's not the first time that it's happened since I've been here. And again, incredible gratitude towards Tim, what he's done for the football club, what he's done for the team, for myself personally as well. And everybody's in different phases of their lives and requires different things, and that's it. We move on.
And I think supporters will see a big change like this and wonder what comes next and what the future looks like. What would be your message there?
Wonderful future. That's the only thing that I embrace. Is so positive about it, and every time, and I speak to Stan and George and how willing they are, the projection that they have, the vision they have for the football club, the people that we have around it. There is no question that big things ahead.
Tom, Football London.
Mikel, you mentioned it's not the first time it's happened. Some of us were trying to list the amount of executive changes that happened. We've come up with a list with the late Sir Chips Keswick, of course, Francis Kajagawa, Raul Sanyehi, Ken Fryer, who stepped down, Huss Farm, even Ivan Kateshin, Edu Gaspar, Jason Ato, and of course now Tim Lewis. What's it like as a manager having to go through that amount of change in just 5 and a bit years?
Well, if it's my first managerial job, so I don't know if that's a lot or very little. With the experience that I had, what I can say that I've been very lucky to work with some wonderful people that I have learned so much from them. And it's sad because we spend so much time together, and you name very important people that have been big part of the football club, of my life as well personally, because you get really attached to them emotionally as well, and their families, and you have to move on, maintain that personal relationship for sure, and then people is going and do various jobs, some of them being very successful in other places, and wish them all the best.
And just to bring it back to the football as well, you spoke before about the emotion of using Mikel Merino from his goals that he scored for Spain, and one of the reasons why you started him in the game against Nottingham Forest. With how Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard performed in midweek, does that now come into your thinking about harnessing that confidence they got from that game potentially for the week?
Yes, it does. It certainly does, because when players are in that state, I think they have to be used and they have to be recognized. But it's a lot of players, obviously, that are in a really good moment, performing really well, and that's what we want. Whenever we need them, I'm sure that they're going to be at the best.
James, CBS.
Hi, Mikel. I'd like to ask you a little bit about Erling Haaland. 11 versus 11, at least, your defenders have done a really good job of restricting that supply. I think it's 2 shots on target in the last 4 games. What has your team got right taking on Haaland?
Well, there's a lot of things that you have to get right. He's a player that doesn't need much space, much time, or situation to generate big chances, especially when he's in and around the box. But yeah, preventing the source sometimes is the best thing to do it, and we have to do it again.
And you've allowed 2 open play shots on target in the last 4 games. Been a real hunkering down since the United game. Do you feel like this level of defensive quality we're showing now, is that the benchmark, or is that beyond what you were expecting?
Well, it's certainly what we are doing today, and what we have to do on Sunday and the following games, and there is still a lot of things that we can improve, and we know that we are very aware, but it's a very big foundation to achieve what we want.
Okay, last 2 in the As Live section. Firstly, Charles from Golf.
Hi, Mikel. On Tuesday night, lots of people picked up on a clip of you sort of screaming at Eze to come out to the touchline and really hug the touchline, and that kind of fury sort of go into the central areas. Is that sort of how you sort of envisage Eze playing here, much more on the sort of touchline winger than someone coming inside that maybe we've been used to when he was at Crystal Palace?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Just on Eze and Tuesday night, there was a clip doing the rounds on social media where you were sort of spotted really calling him to get to the touchline and stay tight to the touchline and let him fury to sort of move inside. Is that the sort of your vision for Eze more as a touchline winger than someone coming inside?
No, depending what the position does. Is one space or another? It's never the same, because the space and the difficulty for the opponent will be in different things in relation to what they want and what we want to accomplish with that.
Does it depend on the fullback he's got behind him at times as well? Say Calafiori likes to come inside, but if Hincapié, who we know looks like he's more of a overlapping fullback.
Yeah, defending where that 9 is defending, especially if it's our left or right side, the behavior of that winger when the ball is in the opposite side, the attacking midfielder, ours, especially if it's higher or deeper, it's quite a lot of things to consider before we make that decision.
Okay, Phil from PA at the back.
Hi, Mikel. Miles Lewis Skelly's celebration in this fixture obviously attracted quite a few headlines last season. Are your players free to celebrate as they wish on Sunday, or have you said to them, rein it in?
Well, that was done. That's it. That's part of it. There's been a lot of celebration and non-celebration with the past from a lot of teams, and that's it. We don't. That every experience is to learn as well, and we certainly learn from that one.
And just in terms of City, obviously they've lost twice, 2 of their 4 fixtures so far. They had their troubles last season. Do you think that they are proper contenders this year, or do you think it's going to take them maybe 1 or 2?
I think so, without a doubt. I mean, knowing really well Pep and the demands that he's going to put there, the mentality that they have in that football club, the squad and the players that they have, I mean, they're going to be there for sure.